Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all those of you who are joining me live tonight for the first ever live stream on Step Up Spurs. Big up to all of you who are joining me tonight. And yeah, if you are in the chat, just let me know where are you joining me from and what's your name, where are you joining us from, and a big warm welcome in the Step Up Spurs style to every single one of you. Let me read some of the comments. So we got Eugene here. Hi everyone. Big up. Hashtag Levy out. Okay, big up to you, Eugene, as well. And we have Bobby K. I think he was there earlier just now, but I had to change the stream timing, so he has to leave. So yeah, uh, Bobby K might be joining us later. And we have Eugene again. Anybody else here? If you're here, please put your comments there in the chat so I can actually greet you. I know you are here, and we can actually start. So I think a lot has been happening in the month of February for Spurs. A lot of fixtures are coming, and I don't know what's your mood like. What would you like to hear tonight? And there's a lot happening, and I think definitely we are going to be covering some of the topics as promised already. But more than that, actually, I'm really excited for my first live stream. But I think there are many other live streams going on around the Spurs YouTube community. So I think we have only few people here tonight. If you're here in the chat, just type your comment. Just let me know you're there, and so that I know that yeah you are there, and I can actually interact with you. So yeah, anybody else here in the house? Anybody? Nobody. Okay. Uh, okay. So I just want to ask you all in the chat if you are there. What do you think about the transfer window that we just had? Like, what are your thoughts about the players that we have signed? So we have signed. We have actually we haven't really signed. We have gotten two players on loan. One of them is definitely Dan Arnott Danuma. I think if you pronounce it correctly, Arnott Danuma, and the other one we have is Pedro Porro, who is also a loan deal at the moment with I think an obligation to buy. So if you're in there in the chat, let me know what how would you rate the January transfer window out of 10? Like, would you rate it a 1 out of 10? So sorry, I don't think you'll rate it a 1 out of 10 because it was, I think in a way it was just okay, like a 3 or 4 out of 10 window. Maybe most of the fans might rate it. So just let me know your thoughts on the January transfer window and what were you expecting, and maybe if your expectations were not really met, yeah, what is it like for you? I think I'll rate the January transfer window perhaps maybe a 4 out of 10, because for me I think it was this window was pretty much of a shame. Like, I think we didn't really cover the areas where we need to cover. Although yes, we did buy Pedro Porro, who is the right wing back. He's coming into that role, and I think that was a much needed upgrade, definitely. However, I'm still a bit disappointed that we didn't focus on the center backs. That is one of our problem, and I was even hoping that we might be able to address even the goalkeeper issue in this window, but definitely it has not been addressed, and I think a lot of us are upset about it. I'm definitely one of those fans who is actually largely upset with whatever has happened in the January transfer window. So, and obviously there's a new news going on around about the trust and all of that. So there's just a lot going on in the club. And if you're there in the chat, let me know. I think I can see that then there are now 3 people there in the chat. If you're there, just hit the comment. Just let me know you are there, and I'll know you are there, and I would actually love to take some time to interact with every single one of you tonight. More than anything, more than going into football, I would love to interact with you guys because it's our first live stream. So as I've told you guys all about that, we are all about big up Adama Tauredu from Gambia Spurs. She's joining us all the way from Gambia Spurs. If those of you who have watched my vision video, Adama was there. She shared her thought. And Adama is famous as Adama Kane because she play as a striker and a forward for her local team, I suppose, is it? Big up Adama. Thanks for joining us. And Eugene will be joining us after dinner as well. I think Eugene will be my guest here as well. Big up Adama. So yeah, I was actually just asking the fans, if you were to rate the January transfer window out of 10, what kind of rating would you guys give the January transfer window? Would you rate it a 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10, or however? How would you rate the January transfer window? So we can discuss a little bit about that. Just let me know, is it a 1, 2, 3? How would you rate that window? Like, let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. Adama and Eugene, both of you are here, I think. We have some other friends who will be joining us shortly as well. uh, what do you think about the January transfer window? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. And as I was saying, that yeah, for me, I think it was definitely a very shambolic window. I think we didn't really address the areas that we need to address. It was just not acceptable, I think, whatever happened in the January transfer window. Although I'm happy that yes, we have managed to address the right wing back issue there. The right wing back has been addressed, but center backs was a much needed position that we had to address, and I'm actually a bit disappointed that we did not address the center back issue in for our in for our back line. And it's pretty disappointing. Yeah, 4 out of 10, Adama says. And let us know, Adama, like, why 4 out of 10? Like, do you think that yeah, center backs were necessary as well, like the most of the fan base, or do you think it's just 4 out of 10 because the quality of the players that we have bought is not nice? And yeah, I mean, I feel that actually we fail to address the center back issue, because center back are a much needed position right now with the current situation that we are in as a club. So I am pretty disappointed with that particular issue. And although I have big hopes from Pedro Porro, I feel that he can shine in that right wing back role, and he will be a good defensive boost up as well. But still, I think the backline is not good enough. I think we all can agree on it. If you don't agree with me on that, let me know your thoughts as well. Any form of opinion is welcome. We want to keep this space a safe space where we can chat about anything, where we can give any opinion. Even if you are not a Spurs fan, and if you happen to be coming onto this stream, just let me know your thoughts. uh, and yeah, if you have some form of interest in Spurs, just let me know your thoughts in the comments. We will definitely talk about it. And actually, like I said, I am a bit disappointed with the whole January window issue. And then after that, I think we are hit with a major blow, is that Antonio Conte is not well, and that's like he's actually struggling from his. He has just gotten his gallbladder surgery, I think, just yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. So he'll be out for a while. I think at least a week or two. So that we have been hit with that major blow as well. So which means that he won't be around for us in this coming City game in the 2 days or so. So he won't be with us. It is a no problem, Adama. You can join. You can join me later as well. Yeah, yeah. Drive safe. Thanks for joining us for the initial part. We'll see you later as well. So I think that Antonio Conte blow is kind of major as well. It is something that we should have. Well, we had no control over it because it's a natural thing. But it is a bit sad that yeah, Antonio Conte won't be with us in the City game, because his tactics, his drama, and his rivalry with Pep is, I think, somebody we all look forward to. So definitely we will miss Antonio Conte for that City game. And it is a little disappointing for us as Spurs fans, but I think life goes on. And we hope that Christian Stellini will take charge very well. And I think he will play tactics very well. He has done great job in, I think, 1 or 2 games where Antonio Conte was not around. So I think he will lead us well. So I'm trying to be positive about that, because I think Christian Stellini is not a bad of an assistant coach. Like, he's not a big. Okay, I blame Levy out for Conte's predicament. Is it? I don't know if the gallbladder has anything to do with stress, or lack of transfers, lack of money spending caused some problem in the gallbladder. I'm not too sure about that, Eugene. But yes, it is, if it's possible that Conte was a bit too stressed after the kind of January window we had, and then he got some gallbladder issue, and now he's in hospital. It could be, if that's the theory that we all wanna go for, why not? And I mean, yeah, sometimes certain diseases do happen because you're stressing that particular organ, but I'm not too sure about this one. So we'll find out once Conte gives his interview. Was it really Levy? Uh, I'm just kidding, just kidding. I think. Um, by the way, guys, I'm a little bit nervous today because it's my first stream, and I'm still waiting for some of my guests or some of the subscribers to join in. I'm a bit nervous, so if I say anything wrong, do correct me in the chat as well if you don't agree with me, because I might be saying a lot of things tonight just out of my nervousness. It's my first live stream, and I'm handling everything all on my own, including the chats. I have no moderators here tonight to help me as well, unfortunately. Okay, Conte's. Okay, we have somebody here. Kujabi Mohammed. Conte's absence may be a blessing in disguise. I hope Stellini will play attacking football, unlike Conte. Could be, could be. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with your opinion, but do let us know. Like, I mean, I think that Conte's football is not particularly a very defensive football. I mean, in my opinion, but some people do see Conte's style of play as a very defensive-minded game. But if you understand the 3-4-2-1 tactics, as I was just doing some research on it today, it's actually a very attacking mindset tactic. It's a very versatile tactic. You can play with a lot more versatility in it as long as you have the right players. So I was just reading about it, and so far, actually, from my analysis and my research on that particular formation, I feel particularly that the 3-4-2-1 is not really the problem. I think the problem is the kind of players that we have in the squad. They really don't know how to play in that Conte system. That is, in my opinion, that is a big gap that we need to fill, and that's why I was addressing, like, we need to fill in that center back. Because if you look at it, your goalkeeper. Firstly, I'll start with goalkeeper. Your goalkeeper has to be a player who is good with his feet. He can make good passes to the wing backs, or even make good distributions. And I think we are lacking definitely in that area as well. Lloris is not really a good goalkeeper with his feet as well, and he's not really great with his distribution too. So that's one definitely. And one other requirement that the 3-4-2-1 system has is that you need to be the center backs need to mix good forward balls as well, because the wing backs rely a lot on the passes coming from the center backs as well. So the center backs have to be a little bit more attacking minded as well, in order to play a very attacking game. But I think our center backs are not failing to do that. I think the only one who's doing that right now is Romero, and I think Bentancur and Hoiberg have pretty much adjusted into that system as well. But I don't think they were initially the ideal ones. But I think they have really worked on their game, and they have stepped up to understand the Conte's 3-4-2-1 system. And definitely Perisic and Pedro Porro, I think they are the kind of players who suit that system. And above that, I think if you go above midfield forwards, I think our forwards do suit that system. I have no complaints about that. However, I think our squad do lack a bit of depth on the bench. There are not many players who understand the system very well as well. So we do struggle because of the kind of players right now we have. So I don't think it's just the tactics from Antonio Conte that are uh, that are failing us, but I think it's the lack of depth and the quality in our squad. Big up, the bottom Duda joining us all the way from India. Actually, if you guys don't know, the bottom Duda was the guy who actually a couple of months ago told me, Elias, you should be actually starting your own channel. He was one of those guys like who really encouraged me, pushed me, and he has been a great blessing actually. Everyone say hi to the bottom Duda, because he is somebody actually who initially birthed out the idea, like, yes, something like Step Up Spurs can come into existence. So I want to say a big thanks to the bottom Duda, uh, and thank you so much. I mean, it's the bottom Duda's encouragement and his suggestions, and his support really actually that really stirred me up, really got me going, and really start something like Step Up Spurs. And then I can now chat with you guys about this channel and share our thoughts. So really a big thanks to the bottom Dota. And I think a lot of his friends have also subscribed. So I realized that actually we have a few fans from India, actually few Spurs fans from India who have subscribed to this channel. But I think I'm currently only seeing the bottom Dota. uh and I think now the bottom Dota is suddenly gone quiet. He's the humble pie kind. uh, but he's such a nice guy. I mean, definitely, he's such an encouragement for me, for myself personally, uh, and the community we are in. And big up everyone in the chat. Anybody else in the chat, actually? Uh, I think it's just few of us today, but I thought I just thought that I will cover some of these topics today actually in a live chat rather than going into doing a video, because it's just a bit too much. And I thought that, yes, while aside, we will we will actually discuss whatever's happening, because there's a lot happening and there's a lot to discuss. So I was like, if I go and discuss all of that actually on the on a podcast, which will be a bit heavy. So I think we'll discuss a few things here. Like one of them definitely would be our February fixtures. The second matter we are actually going to discuss would be the letter from the Spurs board. And thirdly, we will actually talk a little bit about our hopes for Champions League. But I won't specifically talk about the Champions League game in this particular live stream. I'll be having a special guest on one of my podcast episodes in the coming week. It will be out, I think, the next weekend. Yeah, next weekend I'll upload a video with a special guest. I won't reveal him now. I'll let him introduce himself when he joins us. He's an analysis and stats specialist. We'll be having him to discuss the Champions League game of AC Milan that we'll be playing in few weeks. I think 2 more weeks time. So I'll do a special video on that. So we won't be discussing that. Big the bottom Duda, thank you for the kind words. This channel will grow, me. You're doing an amazing job. Thank you so much for another encouragement, bro. It's really, I mean, I just want to say to every single one of you, it's really the encouragements that I get from some of you guys. Some of you actually WhatsApp me personally when I launched the first video, or the shots and all of that. It really keeps me going. Really, it helps me. It keeps me motivated. It tells me that yes, there are people who actually are interested in it about Spurs. Because I mean, life as a Spurs fan can be a bit depressing, can be a bit sad, can be a bit of a roller coaster ride. But really, it's the community of fans that really keeps me going as well. I mean, I only go to nowadays like few channels or few different groups that I'm in. One of them is definitely my local supporters club. I don't know if anybody here is here from Malaysia Spurs. Yeah, they are the ones that really keep me going as well. Like chatting with them, or sometimes to going for watch alongs with them, and like exchanging certain thoughts on different topics and stuff like that. It really keeps me going for the longer run. Otherwise, I mean, uh, football can be disappointing, but don't be disappointed with people. People are always there to keep you going, and that's what I think my vision for Step Up Spurs is going to be all about. We want to be more as a community, more as like friends, more as a group of people who just chat about football, rant a little bit, share your thoughts, complain a little bit, uh, share your joys, share your excitements, even sometimes share your delusions. Delusions are good. In fact, I was thinking actually, I'm even open to trolls. If there are any trolls out there in the world, do join me in the chat. Actually, trolls are the ones who make chats and the live streams more exciting. Actually, trolls really keep me going as well. I will be honest. I think the bottom Duta knows that before I started my own channel, I used to be a bit of a troll on some of the YouTube channels. I would troll them, and yeah, troll can be a good kickstarting of a being a troll is not easy as well. You need to think very creatively too. So even trolls play an important role in the society as well. So if you're a troll, you feel like trolling in the chat, feel free to actually. This chat is open for you to troll as well, but we do positive trolling, not the negative trolling. Don't go and uh, please don't make this space an unsafe space. You want to troll, go and troll, but keep the trolls a bit lighthearted, a bit positive. Uh, it's fun. I think it's exciting as well. Trolls do add some element into the society, the online society as well. And in no way I'm promoting trolling right now, because I have some people who are gonna hate me for just promoting trolls in the world. Uh, but I just feel that actually, yeah, everybody have a different sense of humor. Everybody has a different sense of opinion. Everybody have a different sense of thoughts. So it's always good to hear different ideas and expressed in different ways. Uh, you love a particular player, whether it's Sanchez. If you love Sanchez, also, I mean, I've encountered people on the YouTube community who are big fans of Davinson Sanchez. I am, and I used to be a big Eric Dyer fan as well. I'll go around in the channel chats and sing the Eric Dyer song, and that used to drive people up the wall a bit as well. But yeah, I think it's all a little bit fun. So we want to create that amount of fun as well, and keep that excitement within the Spurs community as well, within this channel as well, because ultimately everything matters. I think whatever view, whatever element that you have, whatever personality you have, it does add on to this channel, not just this channel, or to the global Spurs community as well. So my vision is that, yeah, we can do all those fun things, all those exciting things on this channel. And sometimes I think we might do streams, we might do fan shows, we'll be just talking about some nonsense. I think we can just go on for hours and hours. We may not realize that, yeah, it's it may not be an argument on a worthy topic, but we might be talking about, let's say, some weird things. I have some friends and certain channels I go to, they where we are just chatting about things, and it just gets a little bit off topic, then we come on topic, and then we go a little bit off topic. We in between we discuss a little bit about some weird stuff, and then we go discuss about the main topic. It just goes on and on and on, because sometimes these streams can also become like a roller coaster ride as well. It's exciting, really. I mean, I personally enjoy different elements in a particular stream, not just football, but football is definitely good. Okay, big up to Sayed Abdullah. I don't know where you are joining us from. Okay. And big up. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for showing the love. And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited for this journey. If you're even not a Spurs fan, if you're even not a football fan, just come, just have your say in certain things, certain topics that we'll be talking about. And it would be amazing fun, actually. I wonder if Okay, sorry, I'm actually without a moderator today, and it's a little bit hard for me to manage all the chats in the StreamYard as well. So wherever you're joining us from which city, whichever country, let us know in the comments so we can greet you as well. It's my first stream. I'm still figuring things out and trying to discuss things. I don't know. I'm actually waiting for Eugene. He's supposed to join me, and we are gonna go into our football conversation. But before that, I thought we'll just engage with the fans a little bit. Uh, do let me know where you're joining us from so I can greet you. I don't know if Sayyid Abdullah is actually my brother. Is it is it you, Abdullah? Is it you? Okay. Uh okay, so I'm waiting for Eugene. While we are waiting for Eugene, I think let's talk about the recent let's talk about the first topic that I wanted to today discuss, which is actually on the letter that the replies that the Tottenham Hotspur supporters trust given um, have been given from the club. I wanted to actually talk about that, the reply from the club to them, and I'm actually gonna go through it by question. And I personally feel that the club has really been very dishonoring towards the supporters' trust in the way they have answered the question. Like, what have they answered that the supporters' trust doesn't already know? I'm actually gonna go into this particularly because, oh yes, it is my brother actually. Yes, this is my brother. Big up, bro. And big up. So I'm actually gonna go into the supporters trust issue. So basically, First question is that the supporters trust asked the club was, will the club share its medium and long-term strategy for success both on and off the pitch? How is the club measuring progress and how does it judge current outcomes against those measurements? In the last 20, so that was the question that the supporters trust asked the club. And the club's answer is that in the last 20 years, the club has qualified for European competitions 17 times, 13 of which are currently successive, including 6 Champions League campaigns. We set out our business model in the last year's financial results announcement, and below is a relevant section. Okay, I want to pause here a bit because this is club's response to the first paragraph. Actually, I'm just gonna actually cover this particular comment that the club has made regarding the this whole issue of the this whole issue regarding the club's ambition. I think what the supporters trust really wanted to know was where the club is headed, what's the ambition of the club, and I think the club has given just a very simple answer, nothing that we already don't know. So I'm actually going to put it here in the chat to for us to just talk about it a little bit. You can, those of you who are in the chat, you can see as well. We set out our business model in last. Sorry, I think I'll put it in the chat and then I'll post it up here. Uh, Okay, in the last 20 years, the club has qualified for the European competition 17 times, 13 of which are currently successive, including 6 Champions League campaigns. We set out our business model in last year's financial results announcement, and below is the relevant section. Okay, before I go into the relevant section, that part, I would actually like to address this question. Why is the club talking about last year's financial records, and why are they not revealing the financial records for this year? First of all, why isn't the board even given an answer like when would the financial results be out? Because this first question, I mean, on the first line itself already, actually the board has me that like I'm not interested. Like, board is telling me that they are even not interested in answering the real question that the trust has been asking us. So okay, I have my friend Eugene here, so we will add Eugene into the stream as well. Eugene from
Right.
Spurs Asian TV, big up, bro.
Big up. How you doing,
I'm doing
Krish?
good. I'm doing good. I've been actually been talking to myself all this while. So now I have
You're not
you,
talking to
so
yourself.
we can talk
You're
to you.
talking. You're talking. You are talking to the world out there. Must also remember that.
Yes, I hope I'm talking to the world out there, but
Yeah.
right now it feels a bit
Yeah.
weird,
Yeah.
like
It's
I'm
good.
talking
It's
to a
good.
camera.
Krish. You are the second Malaysian-based Spurs channel that's been
I
created.
yes, I think so. Spurs Vision is
Uh,
currently the
I'm
only,
the first.
used to be the
Yeah.
only Spurs channel for the longest of time, I think.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. It's good.
now there are two.
Yeah,
So
it's good.
yeah,
It's good to have company, right? If not, I feel so bored looking for Spurs fans all over Malaysia. Can't find any of them, and it's so good to find you. Yeah. Okay. I was listening to you, having my dinner. I just finished work, had my shower, came back. When you're talking about rating the transfer window, to tell the truth, I don't rate transfer windows at all anymore because we can't. Because when we rate it so high, we bring so many players, nothing happens. Nowadays, I just be a bit patient because whoever you bring in, right, for Spurs, right, we know is they are not world class quality. Maybe for one or two, maybe, or maybe half of them are half of them are world class quality. Imagine we got half a players world class quality play. But I rather wait and see what they do on the pitch after they come into the club, right? Then I'll see, maybe, after that, then I'll rate the transfer window. Like if you're talking about what happened in the summer, right, when everyone was jumping up and down, our transfer window is 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. We got 7 players in, blah blah
oh,
blah.
that's exaggerating. I think
No,
it
no,
was not
yeah.
even eight. I mean,
No,
fans were exaggerating definitely.
no, the fans, of course, were just, we are Spurs fans, right? Look at what Arsenal signed, right? Everybody else's signings were shit, and all our signings were brilliant, right? And then we ended up using Perisic and Langley most of the time. That's all, right? We don't even see
Yeah.
Just Spence anymore. So I don't rate our transfer windows at all at the moment now. For me, I'll just sit back, see what Danjuma does, see what Poro can give us, right? With all this hype about Poro, you might be surprised. He might turn out to be a dud for all we know, right? Don't forget.
We are cursed in that position, right?
Yep, yep. That's why. Remember, I said that Levy is the one who brought Conte's predicament. You know what? Levy is the one who cursed our club. So whoever comes in, they'll have a lot of sickness, and and mental health issues and all that dealing with your chairman. Oh,
It's true.
that's
It's
so.
true. It's true. It's true. Not just I think the, not just I think the club. I think even some of the fans have gone into depression and all those mental health issues. That's why we want to have some fan channels to chat with them a bit to make sure they are well kept, taken care of. Right.
The truth, it's all therapy in the end of the day for us, right? And
Yeah, it
coming to
is.
the trust letter, their open letter to to our board or our great chairman, and the reply that came back. To tell the truth, about 1.5 years ago, 2 years when I first started the channel, we didn't actually understand what trust was until Res, if you know Res, right? Res explained to us the trust is actually more or less is a democratic body, right? That actually represents the Spurs fans in a certain way, but not in the way that we want, like going to protests and all that. It's more in a way to help out the fans to iron out their issues with ticketing, when they have some issues like the seatings and all that, traveling arrangements, right? And slowly, I think now, because the trust is actually an elected, democratically elected body, those people who are more we'll call silent about the club situation now has been replaced with people who are more adamant to try to get a change out of the club. That's why this is more or less after 23 years now since the trust has been created, right? Don't forget the trust. This trust was created with the blessings of Daniel Levy. So he gave the blessings to them to start this trust. So more or less, we always said that this trust is a tool for Daniel Levy and all that. It seemed like it, but at least this one time, they have come down and actually pressured the club to give them answers where the fans want. And don't forget, last season when they took the poll about the Levy inners and Levy outers, it was a poll out of 6,000 people, and then only 3% of us said we wanted Levy out. But somehow or another, this tide has changed. So I'm quite happy because I was one of the 3% who actually took the poll, and most of the answers I put in there was Levy out. That's weird. Right. Even though I'm an overseas fan, right? I'm not a paid member, but they do accept international members and all that as an associate member or something like that. You know what I mean? Elias, you can go and join too if you want to, right?
The supporters trust. Yeah,
Mm.
we'll consider. I mean, what's the point? Even if the club doesn't even give you the proper answers, what's the point of joining the
But
supporters trust? I
no,
mean,
the thing is that at the moment now, the trust is showing a different face to the owners, right? All these years, the trust has been more or less like sorry to say, like a lapdog to the owners. But at least now they are questioning the owners directly, right? They have
mhm.
not done that before, so that's why there's a change there. But that's because of the election, I guess, that's been taken place in the trust, that they have put out the leaders of the trust now are more demanding of the owners. So I guess let's see what happens, right? That's why I always been saying, if the trust is a good vehicle for all of us who are leaving out to join the trust and turn it into a vehicle to actually, not say go against our owners, but to show more what call and to show more ambition that we want things done for the fans to reach to get more glory, right? To get trophies in the cabinet, and that's how I see it. But it is what it is. Like I said, every little movement has to start somewhere, one step at a time. And
True.
truth, this step I've been taking for over 2 years now. I wasn't actually a Levy out in the beginning, but because of COVID, we all got locked in. Then we jumped into the YouTube channels and all that. Then of course we met a lot of friends along the way, and made a lot of enemies along the way too. Right. So
Right.
I guess it
Yeah,
is what it is.
I mean, I agree with you completely. It is a bit of a, it is a bit of a roller coaster, anyways. So yeah,
Yeah.
big up Adama, you're back with us. So
Oh,
Adama
we
is
got
actually
it.
one of my friends. She's from Gambia,
That's
and
nice. That's nice.
she's a big Spurs fan, and she's a big Harry Kane fan. In fact, she's famous as Adama Kane in among her friends. She plays as a striker for her
That's
local club. So yeah. I mean, coming back to the whole trust thing, actually, I was just looking at it, and I feel that somehow the club has really, the way the questions have been answered, to me, it looked like that.
Yeah, it was quite. I think the club still doesn't respect the trust enough because
Yeah,
I woke up this morning at 8 a.m., actually 6 a.m., and my phone pinged, and I was looking what's going on. Oh, the club has replied to the trust, and I read the whole statement from THST or official, the trust official website, and they keep saying refer to the above. Everything they say refer to the above. What do you mean by refer to the above?
yeah, that's another
That's
thing I
so
like. I was
disrespectful. Yeah, no. Oh, they can't even just give a straight answer. They don't want to answer. Just refer to the above. Whatever your
refer
question.
to the above is another. This one is below is the relevant section. I'm like, the relevant section is not even there, bro. The way the question has been answered. I mean, I'm posting the link in the chat for those of you who are watching it. If you haven't caught up, like what kind of
And
nonsense
and,
the
and
club
I have to
has
say,
been.
big up to the bottom, Duta. Big up to you. You are more or less the guy who linked us up, right, Krish?
Yeah, yeah. The bottom
Yeah,
Duda
big
was
up
the one
to you.
who linked two of
Yeah,
us as well.
yeah.
He's a
Because
great guy. I mean,
for the bottom is I think I've met him before. We've done a few shows before in Will Stewart's channel and all that. So it's a
I
good thing. It's a
see,
good thing.
I see. That's good. That's good. So yeah, I mean, it's been great actually knowing him as well.
Yeah.
Uh,
But one thing I like about the Spurs community that actually it's a weird thing is that you make friends from all over the world, right? Uh, for my channel, if any of you guys haven't subscribed yet to Spurs TV on
yep.
YouTube, right?
Please go
Uh,
and subscribe to
yeah.
Persuasion TV. Let me share the link as well in the channel.
The thing
Uh,
is that
so even
I've
for
got
myself, I will be
uh,
either at Persuasion TV or either I'll be at my channel or either I'll be at Will Stewart's channel these days. These are the few channels you all can find me on.
kind of stuff. But nowadays, because of my work, I hardly ever jump on Will's channel anymore because it's
So
at
here,
work. Yeah.
here's the
So
link
guys,
for Persuasion.
back to the trust. I guess like me and Krish, I think we all know what the trust, where the trust stand right at the moment with the club. So it is what it is. So maybe we need more people to join the trust to give it more say because to tell the truth, we have a fan base worldwide of nearly to be what called to be not say pessimistic, but just to give it a realistic kind of a number, maybe up to 30 million Spurs fans around the world, and predominantly 15 million or so, or maybe 20 million comes from South Korea. Right? But
Yep.
yeah, yeah, it is what it is. But to tell the truth, maybe more of us should join the trust because the membership of the trust is not even 30,000 members. So we need more numbers there. Maybe we can bulk up the numbers there. Even if you're all associate members and all that, it doesn't mean you have to be a paying member. Unless you are based in London, right, where you can be a paying member and actually go to the meetings and actually vote, right, to show your what call to exercise your democratic power, right. But
Yep.
for us, we're international. We more or less should try to at least join as associate members, right? And next time when they put out a poll about ENIC and all that, then maybe the numbers will change, and then the tide will change, and it will show a larger number of people who are dissatisfied with our owners. And of course, we're coming back down to the January transfer window. You're saying how much you want to rate it. It is what it is, right? I'm a 40 over year Spurs fan, right? I've seen the ups, I've seen the downs, I've seen the bullshit that Levy plays around with, so I'm used to it, right? But the only surprise was the summer transfer window when he got everything done early. But for me, I told Brian Daigle, it was just deja vu in reverse. You do everything early and don't do anything at the end. Now, what we usually do is we do everything at the end and don't do anything early. So he just reversed it. So come back to the January transfer window, we do everything at the end again, back to square one. So it is what it is. And it took us 31 days just to sign Pedro Porro. While and Krish knows, we know, the whole bloody fan base know we need a centre back. We can't rely on Eric Dyer, Langley, and Davis, right, to be our core centre backs, right? And it's so sad. And I guess somehow or another, that's also depressing for Romero. He's a
Yeah, I
World
mean
Cup
it
winner.
is. He's
Yeah,
the World Cup winner, and the kind of clowns he play with in the backline. I mean, sorry for
yeah,
calling out names, but yeah, really.
yeah.
I mean, I
You
personally,
call
I'm
Eric Dyer a
very,
clown?
huh? Yes, I
You
just
call
called him a
Eric Dyer
clown.
a clown? Oh dear.
Yes, I just called him a clown. I
Are we
mean,
gonna kick?
yeah, the way. Sorry, I mean, sorry. The way they play on the field is like just I'm not happy with that. The way it is going, it's just sorry fans, if you're Eric Dyer fans, if you're Ben Davis fans, my apologies in advance. But I mean, I've had enough of this back line, to be honest. Like it had to be addressed in this January transfer window. At least one center back, at least one. No, I'm not asking for like whole back line to be gone, but at least give us one quality center back, either on the left side
No,
or either in the middle.
the sad part is that we should have gotten at least one centre back in the summer. Get another centre. Actually, we did get one centre back in the summer. It was Langley
Line right.
on loan.
Yep.
Yeah, Langley on loan. Right now we should have gotten another centre back. Right. I mean, we should be building it that way. But come on, we know, right?
No, I mean, then after that, I feel that even the media itself, like once the January transfer window ended, they are suddenly saying that, oh, that particular deal really went through, but the player got injured. Hincapi deal went through, but no, it will be done in summer. Like suddenly, all the positive comments
Come on.
start coming, but we didn't see anything. It
Yeah,
it
it's
really
almost
disappoints
yeah.
me.
This was just all the PR done by the club, right? To let the media and pacify the fans, right, for not being happy. And like you
Actually,
said, right, what the most sad part now is that, right, we're all waiting for our financial results to come out. Woohoo!
yeah, exactly. I was actually just talking about it since before you joined us, because now, like, just you look at the first question that the unique board has said that, okay, just give me a minute. I'm actually on live stream and somebody is calling me.
Mm,
Uh, hold on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was actually saying that just you look at the first question itself in the link that I shared just now. While will the club share its medium and long term strategy for success both on and off the pitch? And the club actually give you the answer. We set out our business model in last year's financial results announcement, and below is the relevant section. Last year's financial result announcement is last year. Why is the club using something of the past to now deflect the question that where is the club headed now? Because the board wants to see what's the club's direction now, and they have actually manipulated that question a bit and changed the wording by saying that, oh, the last year's financial result reflected this. I don't get it. Like, Eugene,
but
does it make any
no,
sense to you? Big up to you, Carl Simpson. Thanks for joining
big up,
me. You
Carl.
want
Big
to
up,
be the
Carl. I think they're all coming from Ben's coffee shop now. Big up, Carl. Big up. All right,
I thought the
five
coffee
guys.
shop ended like about an hour ago.
No, no, I think it's just ended shortly. I think you're not
Oh,
mistaken.
okay. So today they
Yeah,
went a bit
but
deep.
the
Okay.
truth, right? If you say that it's supposed to reflect last year's financial results, right? Which year are they talking about? Is it 2021, or is it twenty
I
one
don't
twenty
know.
two? Right? So that it's also vague and all that, right? If you say if it's 21-22, that results haven't even been posted out yet, right? Our club has delayed our profits from that section, right? So it is what it is. Right? Come on, this is what our clubs does, right? We're used to it. I'm used to it, the territory. I'm used to it.
Yeah, I
Right?
mean, I mean, what financial statement they all are talking about? I don't get any sense out of the whole thing. But I mean, is there anything significant from that whole letter or all the answers that they've given that stood out for you, Eugene? I mean, since you have read it as well, I suppose. Anything? I mean,
Mm,
to me, everything was very.
point one was answered with bullshit. Point two was answered with more bullshit. Point three was answered with even more bullshit. And point four was ultimate bullshit. So this is a bullshit answer, right? But the only thing now is that since this is the answer that the club has given the trust, now we need a reply from the trust to the club. But I guess the reply has already been sent out. If I'm not mistaken, have you seen it?
Sorry, seen what?
The Since the club has actually sent the reply out to the club has sent the reply to the trust. The trust has made a what called a statement from
Oh no, I haven't
receiving.
seen the statement yet. I haven't seen the.
I think I put it out there. Let me check.
I haven't
Chat,
seen the statement yet.
chat.
If you can share it with me, it will be great. But yeah, getting back to you, Adama. Yeah, we'll be discussing that second half performance and that second half Spurs issue, in the second half as well. So in the second half of this stream, we'll be addressing the first half problems that we have.
Okay, I've
We
sent
will
it
be
to
talking
you.
about in
Maybe
the.
you could just you can screen share it and then maybe we can dissect it and let's see what's happening there on WhatsApp.
So, oh, okay, that's good. That's good. So, actually, this is what the club say. Here's the transfer response. We welcome the club's direct engagement with the questions asked, and we welcome the information provided. Maybe is it okay if I can share it here as a screen? Hold on,
Yeah, you
yeah,
can put it up as a screen
yeah. Let me
in
just
the
put it
player.
up here for all of us to see that. Give me a minute. Maybe Eugene, you can continue for a while. Just
Yep,
uh,
yep. And of course, Carl Simpson says that we all know the board and the club will never going to be clear and transparent. Yep, that's the sad part about Tottenham Hotspur is that our owners, our board, our chairman has never been transparent with us and never been clear with us, right? So that's where we are now, right? But one thing they've been very clear is that their vision is not a vision of trophies and glory, and not about winning
exactly.
things. Right? Their vision is just about making money, right? To bolster the coffers, to make the club become financially stable, right? And that's it. But as I see it now, Tottenham Hotspur is too big to fall now, right? And a lot of people always say that there's never such a thing as too big to fall. But to tell the truth, we are too big to fall. Once you reach the value of certain up to a billion, what I call a billion pounds and all that, we're really too big to fall, right? So I guess Chris has got the response
Yeah.
of
So this is the response from the supporters trust to the club now. I think so we welcome the club's direct engagement with the questions, and we welcome the information provided. However, we would have wanted to see a greater acknowledgement from the club of the legitimate concerns shared by many fans and a fuller explanation in a number of key areas. We are sure that all the Spurs fans endorse the ambition that the club should be consistently qualifying for the Champions League and challenging for and winning major trophies. However, there needs to be an acknowledgement that only one trophy in 22 years cannot be regarded as meeting that measure of success. I mean, yeah, like I completely agree with whoever has written this answer. You have been really kind to the board. I think I won't be that kind to the board in my answer. Uh, and likewise, the intention is to build a strong, deep squad with a winning mentality. I think the key word here is the winning mentality. But what are your thoughts on it, Eugene? Like, just share with me more if you have anything else.
To tell the truth, right, this is more or less a very diplomatic kind of response back to the answers that the club has
It is.
It has to be because to tell the truth, you just can't go and say, "Yo, you fucking idiots, give us the right answer." Give us, you can't go and blast them like that, right? This is a very diplomatic, professional answer. A question, I mean, a response to what the club has said, right? Because honestly, there are certain parts here which they are saying it very nicely, but you can just look at it the other way. They're actually just saying, yo, bro, what's all this bullshit, right? But likewise, at least they are acknowledging certain things that hasn't been answered, right? And hopefully, let's see whether the trust is going to push our owners more on this issue, right? But I guess in the end of the day, it will more or less look like more and more smoke and mirrors will come out, more and more what you call things to for us to dwell on. That's why, apart from all these kind of scenarios that's going on, I guess all the drama created by our club give us good content to create.
Yes, it does.
That's the
I
only
mean, okay,
possible thing.
going back to Carl Simpson's last comment,
Mm,
like Eugene said, the problem is Levy really doesn't care about his money, money, money. They have never
mm,
had a clear side of what was there in the first place. That is a football club.
yeah.
Actually, I agree with you, Carl
But
Simpson. I
Carl,
mean,
Carl, to tell the truth, right? They had a clear sight of what they wanted, right? And of course, it's not the football; it's about the money. I know what you're saying, right? But the sad part is that they misconstrued that. Uh, they can pull the wool over the eyes of some of the fans, but not all of the fans. So I guess in the end of the day, uh, the smoke screen is slowly being lifted, right? more and more the fans are waking up to the scenario. But to tell the truth, not all the fans will follow what we think, but because everyone is entitled to their own opinion, how they want to love the club and how they want to support the club. So, like for me, is that Carl, you should know, I've been a Levy outers for nearly 2 years now. I will admit it. I'm not a Brian Daigle. Brian Daigle's been a Levy outer for the past
You have
15,
been
20
Levy
years.
outer since Levy was there, it means?
No, for I've been a Levy outer. I mean, actually Levy outer since I joined the YouTube community. Right before that, I was just like I don't care. I've been hurt by the club so many times. I'm so zen about it. It doesn't phase me anymore. Right. To tell the truth, for all you know, right, tomorrow Levy could. Uh, I said this 1 year ago. Right. I asked a question out there. If because remember that time when Nuno came in, right? We won 3 games in a row. We were top of the league, right? And I put a question out there to all the people, right? Would you still be a Levy outer, right? If right we won the league this year, and that was in 2020 last season, right? And to me is that I don't care. Even if we win the league, we win the Champions League, we win the quadruple, I will still want Levy out. That's how I feel about him because most probably it'll be just one time, and then after that we'll go back to the same things again, right? Yeah, yeah. And Carl says, I understand. Yeah, Levy out since he said yo. Yeah, yeah. Levy out
Yeah, I
since he
mean,
said yo. Yeah.
One thing Levy is very good at is sacking people. I would never want to work for Levy because he loves to sack people.
No, no,
Uh,
no. You will love to work for Levy if you are a yes man. Then he will sack you. Just as long as you don't have your own opinion, you don't have your own ambition, right? And ambition is not to bring success and trophies to the club. You will always be welcome to work for Levy. And if you have a brilliant plan to make money for him, you'll be a price asset to him,
Actually,
right?
I am a very opinionated person. That's why some of the typical Asian bosses don't like to work with me because they don't like opinionated employees, especially who are fresh grads.
Yeah, very true.
Uh,
Very true.
yeah, I mean that's a little bit about the Asian banter we have, uh, since it's an Asian channel. Uh, uh,
You don't mean
yeah,
Asian.
but I mean definitely like what Carl was saying. They never had a clear side of what was there in the first place. I mean,
Mm.
even I look at the answers that they gave the trust. To be fair, actually, it's all about money, 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 and money. They are basically selling out a very good business plan rather than a football club strategy. They are showing the club like even I mean I was looking at that answer where they are talking about the hotel lodge that they have built for the players and the facilities and all of that. I mean we all know Inik is good at that, but what have you done to improve the depth of the player? I was just looking at it. Our club's record signing is Tanguy and Dombele, for crying out loud, and that's just 60 million. Whereas clubs like us, they have been spending 90 million, 100 million regularly in the windows. I mean, I'm not the kind of person who just want to say like, okay, go and spend big like 70, 80 million on every single player. But seriously, 60 million in the current market, in the current world is as a record signing, and even that is Tanguy and Dombele. Like, where is your club strategy? Like these days, even center backs like Guardiola will cost you around 80 million. I think is his price tag right now. It was in the January window, and I think it will be 50 million or 60 million in the summer. Even center
Mm.
backs cost this much. What more the strikers and the creative midfielders and those kind of players who change the game? I
Um,
mean,
that's what Conte came out and said, right? And the vision, right, for our club is to buy them young, and hopefully they will turn into, getting a stone and give it enough pressure and it turn into a diamond, right? So, but we know nowadays if you do that, you won't get it too far. But you most probably get a top four once or twice. Most probably you'll be in Europe, right? We were in Europe for the 13 consecutive years and all that. So it is
I
what
saw
it
that
is.
part as well.
Yeah. So what does that mean, right? To me, what does that mean, right? To us, certain fans will say that where are the trophies, right? I mean, if along the way while you're trying that, you win us a couple of League Cups, you win us a couple of FA Cups, and I can tell you the truth, if that happened, right, the fan base wouldn't be that kind of fan base. It will be a fan base that said, "Okay, we're patient. We'll still wait for your for your project to happen, even if it's taken you 20 years, right? But at least along that 20 years, we've gotten at least 5 or 6 cups in, right? To show some pride that we have, in calling ourselves a big six club, right? We are a joke of the Big Six club, right? Having only one trophy in the past 20 years, you compare the rest of the Big Six clubs, right? How many trophies have they won, right? They're all in double digits except for us. So, and to tell the truth, our single digit is still one.
It's
One.
one. It's one. Yeah.
Oh
No, I mean I
dear.
agree with you. I agree with you there. It's
Oh,
been shambolic. I mean,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
And yeah,
So,
big up. I think Carl Simpson is our biggest fan. Actually, Carl Simpson is my biggest fan. I think he's everywhere. Every chat I go, he's there. Every stream I go, he's there. Big up to you, Carl Simpson.
bye guys. We got five guys. All
He's
right.
like he's a really good friend.
Yeah.
I suppose like Eugene
It's
said, when
about,
Enoch took over, they said about making the club very rich and sustainable. They never said about winning trophies. So I suppose they never lied. We
yep,
are one strange club.
yep, yep.
I mean, I agree with you, Carl Simpson, to a
Yeah.
certain extent. I was having a chat with a Chelsea fan recently, and
Oh, don't go there.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's not. I mean, no, I just want to make that
No,
comment there.
the
No,
truth,
no, no,
right?
just listen first,
Yeah,
bro. Let's listen first.
yeah,
Listen first. So this particular fan, he's been a Chelsea fan. I mean, he's a hardcore Chelsea fan, not one of those Chelsea fans who became Chelsea fans when they started winning trophies. But this guy who was actually telling me that right now, why Chelsea can actually spend big on their players is because Abramovich got them debt free. And I was actually surprised, like, oh, okay,
no,
that's kind of
Abramovich is not to say they gotten debt free because Abramovich pumped in 1.5 billion pounds of his own money for Chelsea. Chelsea actually owes Abramovich 1.5 billion pounds. So when he sold the club to how you say, when he sold the club to Bowley, right, he wrote off that 1.5 billion pounds. And a lot of us were sitting down there. How can you sit down and actually write off 1.5 billion pounds, right? That's ridiculous, right? But that's Abramovich, right? Imagine Levy and Joe Lewis pumps in a 1.5 billion pounds into our club and writes it off. My God, I guess I'm daydreaming again. That'll never happen, guys. 1.5 billion pounds being just written off like that, right? And for him, because because of the war and all that, we won't go there. He was trying to get an exit strategy as quick as possible. If he didn't get his exit strategy as quick as possible, the UK government could have just frozen all his excess, and he wouldn't have gotten the 4.4 billion or 4.5 billion pounds for Chelsea at all. So more or less, what he took is he took a hit of 1.5 billion to gain 3 billion. That's all. That's how I see it, right? But it's still billions,
yep,
right?
it's still billions. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
it's
I mean,
still billions.
I know that Abramovich won, but I think Abramovich had a he was more of a footballing. He had a good
Uh,
football vision. I think our vision is a bit more like developing properties and stuff like
yeah, no,
that.
no, no. Yeah, to tell
I
the truth,
mean,
right? I think before Abramovich actually went and bought Chelsea, he did actually go to Levy and said that he wanted to buy Spurs, but Levy didn't want to sell. So that was a story about 15 years ago or so or something like that. So it is what it is. Abramovich went next door, bought Chelsea, right? And Chelsea is what Chelsea is now. So we can't say anything.
I mean, they are
But
not that great in terms of their table position, but definitely they are.
well, not now as
The,
in now. I'm talking in their overall history in the past 20 years, right?
yep, past
Of
20
course,
years they have been massive. I
yeah,
mean, right
been
now,
they've been champions 2 or 3 times. They won the Champions League at least once, right? So a
twice,
couple of
twice, twice.
once, twice, right? FA Cup here and there, League Cup once or twice. So wouldn't you want to be? Would you like
Football World
Spurs?
Cup once.
Yeah, and then the
Crazy amount of.
Club World Cup champion once, right? Wouldn't you want to be there, right? That comes
Of
down
course, we
to
want to be there.
our fans. No, that comes down to our fans, right? Like I said, I do a lot of shows with other fans, right? From Newcastle, Arsenal, Chelsea, right? Their fans' ambitions are totally different from our fans' ambitions. Their fans' ambitions is so simple as that, right? If we aren't challenging for the title, we are shit. Simple as that. Because it doesn't matter if you are challenging for the title, right? That means you already be in the top four. Simple as that, right? So our owners never had that vision in mind. So for me, is that I would rather, right, our owners have this vision like Norwich, right? Why don't we just get relegated, collect the parachute payment, come back up again, collect another promotion payment? You go up and down 10 times, right? You made 2 billion pounds, right? Or over £1 billion, right? You go down once, it's 150 million parachute package. You come back up, it's another 150 million, right? After 10 times up and down, 1.5 billion pounds in the bank, paid for. The stadium is paid for. Why don't you just relegate us, bring us up and down? Why, if we did that, what will happen to our fan base? Most probably we'll all go crazy, right? But they don't do
Yeah,
that.
we will all
They
go
do it.
crazy.
Yeah, the way they do it, they slowly torture us, giving us a hope, right, that we might, right, win trophies, right. Along the way, our ambition is to be in Europe, right? But of course, if you're in the Conference League, nah, it's not enough money. Europa League, okay, but Champions League, right, top four. That's why top four now has become our main target because top four generates more or less the kind of money, right? Close to 100 million pounds, right, in revenue for TV rights, right? When you play your games and all that, and then see how far you get to, right? If you get all the way to the final, you most probably generate something like 120 million pounds or something, right? So that's what we aim for now. But in that day, our owners don't want us to win trophies because our owners are afraid if we get one, we want more.
It's an addiction, right? I think Antonio Conte said that when he joined us as well. That this still that
And
this
if you
club
get
needs to get.
one, that's why. Why do you think Mourinho got sacked 6 days before a final, right? Apart from him going against Levy about choosing the right team to play against Southampton to aim for the top four, right? The other part is that if Mourinho actually won us a trophy, right, Levy wouldn't have been able to sack him. But to tell the truth, Levy will sack anyone because don't forget, one day Ramos won us the League Cup. 6 months later, he's gone. But of course, don't forget, we were shit at the time. We were in the relegation battle when one day Ramos won us the League Cup. After that, I
Okay.
think after that,
I want to
Harry Rate.
answer some of sorry, not Todd Bowley. Carl Simpson. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's the same as Todd Bowley is a Spurs fan. Actually, I didn't know Todd Bowley is a Spurs fan. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
surprising to me. Why didn't he buy us? Like,
Uh,
why he
no,
went for
Carl,
Chelsea?
no, he actually approached Levy about 1.5 years ago to buy the club, but Levy said no. But Carl, I got a funny feeling Levy is an Arsenal fan. That's why he's torturing us this way.
Actually, apparently, I heard that even the Kroenke guy used to be a Spurs fan before he actually bought Arsenal.
Um, yeah, they
So
all
a lot of these owners that buy the other teams, they're actually Spurs fans.
yeah, and yeah. They can't get rid of Levy, so they're gonna buy other teams, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
I
You
guess
just can't.
we're stuck. We're stuck, right? If Todd Bowley is really a Spurs fan, yeah, he did try to buy us, I think, about 1.5 years ago. But
Maybe that's why he's buying all those expensive players, and then the ones who still don't fit into the system, and getting
uh,
Chelsea down at the table. Who knows? Who knows? It's just banter.
sabotaging Chelsea, right? So Spurs can get in the top four.
Okay,
Oh,
Carlson, sir, you know what? I do think we have a great chance for the FA Cup positive. No, I do think that yes, we can win FA Cup.
yeah.
I think the draws that we are getting also are not bad. Um,
We seem to be
once you
lucky. We
we
are
seem to
drawing
be really
all the
lucky.
yeah. Now we're waiting whether we can get Wrexham, right? And most
Yeah.
probably if we do get Wrexham, most probably, and let's hope we don't lose to them. If we lose to
Actually,
them, if we
even the
lose to
other
them,
teams
Ryan
is also
Reynolds
not
is
bad.
going to make a movie out of it, and he'll be the manager in that movie. That's how I see it. But
No,
even if we lose, I guess Wrexham will still make a movie that we played against Spurs, right, and lost. So I don't know. But
I mean
uh,
Wrexham is one
playing
of
Sheffield United.
it's either them or is it either Sheffield United, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, it's either them or Sheffield United. But Sheffield United now are quite in a very comfortable position in the Championship. They're second, and their closest rival is about 12 or 13 points away from them. So uh, that's how I see it, right? But at the moment now, to tell the truth, my biggest fear is that, right, we'll make the FA Cup final, and 6 days later, before the FA Cup final starts, Levy will sack Conte.
I mean, it's not always gonna happen, bro. Don't be
And
too.
there's no coincidences, right, guys? Right, it's all pre-planned.
Eugene
and
waits
Ryan
for the
and,
worst
and
case
Ryan
scenario
Mason, Ryan Mason
coincidence.
will take over the final again, right? And most probably we'll be playing M City again, right? And most probably we'll lose 1-0 again in the final. Yeah. And then we'll say, oh, at least we made it to the final. Yeah, guys.
Eugene Levy is the Gunnersaurus. Gunnersaurus is, I think, the dinosaur.
No, Gunnosaurus is the mascot
The
for
mascot,
Arsenal.
yeah, the mascot, right?
Yeah. No, no,
Ooh.
no. The Gunnosaurus got more hair than Levy, Carl.
Do dinosaurs have hair? I thought they just have skin.
I don't know. They're all bald. I don't say the word.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, no, none of us have seen dinosaurs. Maybe Eugene has. He's 40 years
I don't
old
know.
as a Spurs fan, so you can call him a
Now,
dinosaur Spurs fan. I'm definitely not a
mm,
dinosaur. Uh,
yeah, well, Gunnosaurus, yeah.
Levy to Ryan Mason, get that manager code back out of storage.
Yep, yep, yep. To
Oh,
tell you
I
the truth,
mean,
right?
yeah,
Oh yeah, I got to say a few things too. Yeah, get well soon, Conte. Right, best of luck in your recovery, and hopefully, most
yeah.
probably, I got a weirdest feeling is that if Conte leaves now for recovery period, he won't come back at all.
By the way, bro, big up to Carl Simpson. Actually, he's watching like I
Uh,
think 3 or 4 streams at one time because I just saw there all the other channels are going on
yeah,
the
yeah,
stream. On
everyone
the
is.
day that I had to do my first stream, they all suddenly decided to do their stream. I planned my
Yeah,
stream way in advance, and then they all
uh,
suddenly decided to go on their first stream.
yeah, yeah. I think Spurs talk show is on. Irish is on. I'm not sure a couple of who else is on. Sava is going to be on soon. I think Sava is on
Expressions
now.
was on earlier. We are Tottenham TV was on as well. I think Sawa is going to be on shortly. Yeah,
Yeah,
big up
I'm
to
not.
Carl
I
Simpson,
don't.
my
I never watch
biggest fan.
expressions, but
I mean that guy.
no,
Okay, yeah. I mean I never watch
mm.
expressions as well, but I mean it's good content in terms of FIFA and all that
It's
stuff he
entertainment.
does.
To me, expression is more about entertainment. Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Well,
yeah, it's entertainment. Entertainment is good. I mean, who knows? One day, this channel might become a bit of an entertaining channel as well.
yeah.
I might start doing some FIFA stuff, and yeah, I mean, I heard Spurs fans love FIFA. I do play FIFA as well, and
No,
yeah, it's
never
one
do
of my
that.
favorite things to do as well. It's good.
No,
It's good. It's good to do some form of entertainment. I mean, otherwise you all just bang on, come and discuss about football, and
uh,
just all the complaint and
my
the
entertainment is sleep after work and come on shows once in a while
or
and do
rant
my.
about Levy, right?
No, I don't rant too much about Levy
Oh, that's
nowadays.
therapy. That's therapy. That's therapy, right?
That's therapy sessions, right? Whenever we rant about Levy, it's therapy sessions.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. So I was actually gonna talk about who was earlier asking that question. Adama was asking that question actually that
oh, 90
about
minutes, right? Why can't we
the
play for 90
90.
minutes? Uh,
Uh,
I'm not sure, Adama.
that's something Eugene has told me. He cannot tell that on the stream, otherwise somebody would call him.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Let's not go there, right, bro?
No, don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there live.
Yeah, let's not go there live. We'll
Don't
have
go
a backroom stream one day once we start the fan shows. Then Adama, Eugene will tell you the reason behind that.
there.
Otherwise cannot. So if you all want me to start fan shows, make sure share this channel with your friends. Make sure it hit 100 subscribers first. Then we'll start doing our fan shows as well. Then you all can come in and like Eugene, you all can share your opinion and your thoughts. And yeah, we'll have that fun. Currently the live shows I only invite like few friends. I want to invite Carl Simpson one day on the stream, but Carl Simpson, he always tell me that no, he's too shy to come up on the camera.
Big up, Carl. Big up, Carl.
I
One
think
day,
I've never seen Carl Simpson on any stream.
yeah. One day, Carl will build up the courage to come on live, right? One
Yep,
day.
Carl, build up the courage, bro. Build up the courage. We want you live. I want to one day. I want to make you one day my co-host for this channel. One show specifically, evenings with Carl Simpson.
That'd be a nice show. That'd be a nice show.
That will be fun, right? And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
that's how we will get Carl Simpson on. But anyways, yeah, we were gonna talk about the 90 plus minute. I think the tactics are not really the problem that a lot of people think that this the halftime thing is the tactics issue. I've been researching a little bit about on the 3-4-2-1 formation recently, and I've been having good chats on that. I think the other day Will Stewart was having that particular chat, I think, on one of the channels as well, and he did a analysis on his own channel as well. If you all want to just check it out, check it on Will Stewart 365, and he recently did a post on it, like what the 3-4-2-1 system is all about, and I think that was a really good share and a good post. And I've been recently researching on Antonio Conte and the system as well, and I realized that yeah, really, other than our front three and maybe now after the January window, our wing backs, we really don't have the players who are naturally built up for that position. Maybe midfield to a certain extent they have worked on it. Bentancur and Hoiberg, they have worked on it because of I think their work rate in the team, but they are not naturally the kind of players who fit into that system as well. But I think they have worked on it, and they have worked pretty hard to understand the game. And I think given their work rate and given their work ethics and the kind of personality both Bentancur and Hoiberg are, they have really worked on that midfield. Like how do you play that midfield in the 3-4-2-1, because the system is a very versatile system, is a very attacking system. Actually, if you research into it, it's not a defensive system. Like
Yeah.
some people think that, oh, it's a counter-attacking system, is a defensive system. It's not. If you look at it, and if you study that system completely, you will realize it gives you a lot more versatility and a lot more options in your attack rather than your defense. And
Mhm.
it's not really the problem that a lot of fans think that, yeah, it's the 3-4-2
But
one that's really costing
Krish,
us.
I think what Adama is trying to ask us is right. Why are we so shit for the first 45 minutes? It's nothing to do with system, right?
I
Why?
can't
Why
answer
don't they?
that question on the stream, bro. Right.
No, no, no. But we're not going to go into that sense. We don't go. We don't think about that, right? We think about why. Is it because they're not focused for the first 45 minutes, or their heart is not in it, or maybe they haven't gotten their injection booster jab or something after the halftime, or maybe they only have enough energy to play 45 minutes, right? So they save the first 45 minutes for playing shit, right? Then the next 45 minutes they come out and give everything, right? If we give everything in the first 45 minutes, we'll turn into shit in the last 45 minutes. Could it be that? Right? Is it a
I
fitness
mean,
issue? Do we have
I
fitness
don't think
issue?
it's a fitness issue. I don't think it's a fitness issue.
Whether it's a fitness issue, right? I don't think it's a system issue and all that, because systems is a system. The formation is a formation. How you play is how you play, right? You're drilled to play in a certain way. But why is the performances, right, so bad in the first 45 minutes for the past 10 to 13 games that we keep conceding early goals? Why is there a conundrum there, right? But of course, we won't go into that conundrum that we've been talking about in the backstream. But what I'm trying to say, for the normal fans to see this, there's something weird going on, right? Why do we perform like this at one time, and then the next 45 minutes we come up, we perform in a totally different thing? It's like someone just, everyone has just gotten a booster jab, and everybody just wakes up and everybody starts to play like they're supposed to. But in the end of the day, a team, right, if the fitness levels, right, is at a certain level that where you can actually go all the way all the time, right? You don't forget when we had Poch. I'm sorry to say you weren't with us when we had Poch, right? Because you're quite a new
Yep.
Spurs fan. We could
Yep.
see our team actually, right, go out there and press and run for every single ball, right, and hunt the players down for 90 over minutes. We don't see it in this Conte team because Conte doesn't play this kind of a system. We are not a pressing team. And we are, that's why the thing is, we don't press. The thing is that the problem is that once we press, maybe Conte's telling them to press, but once they press, they leave gaps behind because, how you say, the understanding between the midfield and the defense, right, is not there. And that when you leave gaps in the back, that's when everything crumbles. And that's why we get smacked all the time. And then most probably when
Yeah.
Conte goes to halftime, smack them in their faces and tell them, "Yo, wake up!" Right? Maybe that's my analogy to it. But of course, I have a different theory to it. But that will come to let you guys know if you join us in the back room. If you want to know, hit on the link. Right? It's there. When Krish ends the show, I'll explain to you in the back room.
If Adama is there, I think Adama has left. She
Yeah.
was just not driving, I think, back from her
Oh,
institute. No, I think she's in college or school, so she was just heading home.
mm.
Yeah, but actually, I wanted to add on to that. One thing is definitely the winning mentality. Like what, and that's something that from top to bottom, I guess, is lacking within the squad as well. Like we play a bit too much of a safe game. Uh, and winning mentality is kind of invisible in the current squad, so that's why you see, like, okay, we'll try to figure the problems out in the second half, and that's where we start making a mistake. We play a bit too passive, rather than being proactive overall in the game, and that's really what costs
But
us.
Krish, to tell the truth, right? How can you have a winning mentality when you've not won anything?
Yes, that's the issue. So you, when you have not won anything, you don't know what it means to win. But again, actually, I mean, these players, they have played for
What
other teams,
you
they
say
have
about
won.
winning games is one thing, right? But winning a trophy, winning a league title, that elevates you to a different level of a winning mentality, right? So that's why I said when we got players like Lloris is a winner of the World Cup, Romero now is a winner of the World Cup, right? He's been mixed around with all these players who don't have that strong winning mentality, right? That will bring him back down to the level of those players because him alone, one person, can't bring up the levels of the other players, right? Who don't have that winning mentality. That's how I see it. If you have
Actually,
enough
it's not
players,
just two of them. There are many others. Like Hoiberg has won trophies with his previous teams. Uh, I think
that's Bayern
Perisic has
Munich.
won a Champions League with Bayern.
Yeah,
Uh,
Perisic should won it. But the thing is that you don't have enough of these players to bring the rest of them up, right? Sad to say, Kane has never won anything. Son has never won anything, right? Decky most probably has won something with Juventus. Bentancur maybe have won something with Juventus, right? The Serie A maybe, right? But the rest of the team, you
they
can't
did.
bring them up.
I can't
Yeah,
remember that as well.
yeah, but maybe not. Maybe from the bench or something like that. Maybe not as a full playing. But Bentancur, I believe, has won the Serie A before with Juventus. But Decky maybe not, right? But I'm
Yeah,
saying like players like Davis, players like
Dyer,
Dyer, right? Sanchez,
Sanchez.
Tanganga, right? And when you have a defense without a backbone, right? A defense which is not strong enough. Imagine we are the third highest scoring team in the Premier League, and we are the third worst conceding in the Premier League, right? So that's that is unacceptable, right? And that comes back to the transfer window. Why aren't we addressing these issues, right? So is it is the club trying to tell us what we should do now, right? Is we have to score more goals than conceding goals, right? So minimum a game we had to score 5 goals, right? Because our back three, our defense will more or less concede 3 goals every day, anytime. Minimum 2 goals. We see that we've been conceding 2 goals minimum, apart from the Preston game and of course apart from the Fulham game. We've been conceding two goals minimum, right, for the past 12, 13 games. So that puts us where we are, right? And of course, the goals that we go back against, when we came back against weak oppositions, right, we win or draw, right? If we face tougher opposition, we just crumble and lose. Simple as that. And we can't break them down. So I guess,
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree with you there. Big up to you, Carl. I think could be a pack mentality the rest of the season.
yeah,
Pack mentality, as in maybe you're saying that the pack mentality that they had from the first season, now they're going to show that in the second half. Is that what you're trying to say? I
maybe
didn't get
if
you.
we do have that pack mentality to be good, because if you have a pack mentality, everybody plays for everyone. Simple as that, right?
Yep.
Everyone is willing to die for everyone. Everyone is willing to give everything for everyone, right? Simple as that. Because we could see, we saw it during the Nuno time, right? There wasn't that pack mentality. Everybody was individualistic, right? And especially with Kane during Nuno time, he down tools, right? He threw his toys out of pram. He wasn't performing. But when Conte came in, right, he changed into a totally different player, right? And that time, don't forget, when Kane was doing that, Son was carrying us. So
Yep.
I guess it is what it is. And I wouldn't. I don't want to go to what happened to Sonny.
I think,
Maybe
I do think as well, Carl. Like the second season or the rest of the season, I think now we may see a better footballing team compared to what we saw in the first half of the year. But I think any performance now is not good enough to make us win EPL and finish above Arsenal, because I really don't.
we won't win the Premier League, right? I think we're heading towards St Tottenham's Day again. So it is what it is. But to tell the truth, that will put more pressure on our owners, right? Simple as that.
It will. It will. I mean, definitely, it will put pressure on the owners. But
Yeah, because
I'm more interested because somehow our team has a tendency to perform better in the second half,
mhm.
second half of the season rather than the first half, because we are a second half team. Because now they
Yeah,
know that okay, whatever they do, they need to get the best. Some of these players that yes, if they want Spurs to buy them, they need to qualify for the Champions League. Because I think if I'm not mistaken, if we don't qualify for the Champions League, we can't buy Kulusevski. If I'm not mistaken, the obligation
no, we
cannot be
can
activated.
we can buy the key is because we qualified for the Champions League this
Oh,
season.
last season, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
his a number of games are
yeah,
getting up,
yeah. So, yeah.
and
So Decky is not a problem at the moment, right? We will purchase him. There's no issue there. Decky will
but
be our
definitely
player.
I think the players do want to play in Champions League, because the kind of players do we have, even though they don't have a winning mentality, somehow the kind of players we have, they do want to play in the Champions League. For
Chris,
Champions League,
no, to tell the truth, of course they want to play in the Champions League, right? We were this Champions League. We were drawn in the weakest group, you know.
Well,
Sorry to
actually,
say
the
that,
draws were pretty
but
okay this season,
no,
I think.
no, we were drawn to more or less to the weakest group in all of the groups in the Champions League, and we just scraped out of it. Imagine we just scraped out of it being top, what with having weird results going left, right, and center, right? But the thing is that we are in the last 16. So now the question is that will to tell you the truth, we are in the last 16. If our owners showed ambition that we want to go further in the Champions League, shouldn't we have just bolstered our defense, got in Poro, bought in a proper center back to support Romero, right? And make Dyer more or less be a squad player, right? Instead of depending on him most of the time and move forward from there. But we didn't. So it shows that our ambition at the moment now is not going to win the Champions League. It's just aiming for another top four. And along the way, if we are lucky, we will reach the final of the FA Cup, and most probably Conte will get sacked before 6 days or 5 days before
Don't
the
say that, bro.
right? And we'll go back to square one again. Or for all you know, Conte might walk, right? 5 or 6 days before
No, I don't
but
think that's gonna happen. I mean,
uh, when
you are
well,
kind
we
of
have to check.
predicting
When is the final of the FA Cup? You
it's
can find out
sometime
when.
before the. Let me
Does,
check.
is it
FA.
before the season ends or after the season ends?
It's
Because
always before the
to
FIFA.
my knowledge, right, in all the previous FA Cups, because of COVID, when COVID came around, the FA Cup was pushed further back, right, into before the season end. The FA Cup used to be the what called the last game of the season of every season, right? That that is to be played. So this season, I'm not sure when is the final of the FA Cup. It
I
could
think
be
it's 3rd June, so I think it's definitely before the season ends. Uh,
because of the World Cup. That's why we are playing further into June in the
no, let
Premier
me
League.
check when is the last game we having. So the last game week. Okay, yeah, it's after the season. Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's
yeah,
good. That actually, if FA Cup final is after the Premier League, then
yeah.
then
Most
I
probably
don't
Conte will
really
be gone.
see a season that we should be
That Conte
bottling
will be
FA
gone
Cup.
by then because his contract is over. He's not going to
No, I
renew
don't
his
think he'll be
contract.
gone by then because
Oh,
the
dear.
contract does go until like the transfer
July,
window, July. So I think
July.
it will go into it. It's definitely not. He won't be gone by then. He
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Carl
and I
Simpson
don't
said
think he would want
after
to.
the last fixture of the season. I think. Yep, I think that's so. Yeah. So,
It will be the
uh,
last fixture of the season
yeah, it should be the
because
last fixture.
the season ends on 28th May. So the FA Cup final is on 3rd June. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
know when is Champions League final. I mean, let's me being me.
I think Champions League final will be, I think, the last game, I think, after the FA Cup, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me check. Champions League final June 10th, so it's a week after that.
Yeah,
Not
it'll be a
bad,
week
not
after.
bad. I mean,
Yeah.
what if we end up in Champions League final and FA Cup final, and they're
Then
me
Conte
being
walks.
me.
Then Conte walks, right?
Then Conte
And
walks, and then
Ryan Mason takes over.
Ryan Mason manages to lead our team for both the finals, and then we win nothing. That's gonna be one shambolic thing that can happen to Spurs, and only Spurs can do that. Actually, no other
Yeah.
club would do that, and I think only Spurs can do that. But that's still, I think, the worst case scenario that can happen in that sort of a situation.
The worst case scenario is getting to the final. Yeah, yeah. That's the sad part, right? Getting to the final and not winning it. So remember, don't forget Newcastle and Manchester United. They're in the League Cup final now. So and what Ten Hag said is that yeah, getting to the final is not an achievement. Winning it is.
So
So
Manchester United and Newcastle. Actually, I haven't been following on League Cup. Like what's happening? You just told me. I
yeah,
have.
Manchester United is in the final of the League Cup, right? And Newcastle has a chance of winning a trophy, right? In 63 years or 69 years. Yeah, that's gonna be freaky kind of
Oh,
thing.
that's so kind of you, Carl Simpson. I didn't know you know Dyer personally.
Yeah, yeah.
I would love it. I would love it.
Of course you will love it. Yeah,
If Dyer managed to do that, I think, man, seriously, that would be one fairy tale run. Like if really we end up in two finals and we qualify for the Champions League, wow, man, that would be a fantasy run, definitely. But
yeah.
any
Well, being a Spurs fan, we will be delusional and we will hope and we'll dream about it. But most probably, I guess if Wrexham or Sheffield United knocks us out of the FA Cup, There will be more drama there, more content to be made.
It would be, it would be, it would be definitely.
Oh dear, dear, dear.
I was actually gonna say that I mean definitely anything can happen in cup tournaments. Anything can happen. Like somehow the managers turn up. And one thing that I feel about Champions League now is Conte has won. I think every other thing he has won. FA Cup, he's won. I don't know if he has won League Cup or not, but League Cup
No,
nobody
he's not
really
won the League Cup. Yeah,
no
I'm not sure
nobody
about
nobody
Italy. Yeah. Conte
nobody
has
really
won
cares.
Premier League. Yeah, and
He has won
well, with
Syria,
these,
but
yeah, he's won Syria. But there's the thing about Conte is that I'm not sure. Everyone's always said that he has never won anything in Europe, right? So maybe
no, I
he'll
think he
try
has a
to.
Europa League if I'm not mistaken.
No, he hasn't.
As a player, let me check.
Maybe as a player, he as a player, Conte has won the Champions League, bro.
Yeah, he has won Champions League as well.
So yeah, but as a manager,
He
no.
he bottled in one of the Champions League final as well. Something I remember. Not to say
Mm.
bottled, but he lost in a way.
The thing is that I mean, as a player, maybe, yeah, but as a manager, he has not reached that far, if I'm not
Yeah. So yeah,
mistaken.
he was a Europa League runner up in 2019-20 when he left Inter
Oh,
that season. Yeah, he
okay.
did reach the Europa League finals. Uh,
Who did he lose to?
who did he lose to? I think it was
Manchester
2019
United,
20. It was Sevilla. Wow, that's
Sevilla.
surprising.
Oh yeah, yeah, Sevilla under Lopetegui or Unai Emery, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know who
Maybe
was
I
the
don't.
manager. So we'll
Sevilla is, will either be Emery or Lopetegui, if I'm not mistaken. Right, it's either one of those two.
it was a closely contested final. I mean, Lukaku scored a own goal in that and also scored a penalty. It was
Mm.
Lukaku's own goal that actually made them lose the game.
Uh,
So it was Antonio Conte and Lopetegui. Yep,
Lopetegui, yeah,
yep.
Lopetegui.
So yeah, I mean, definitely. If I think Conte is ambitious about Champions League as well because he has not won it. He will give his best, but I don't think we have the squad good enough to go all the way until there. If
Of
draws
course
favor us
not.
somehow, some
No, there are no
upsets
more
can
draws
happen.
to favor you when you reach the quarterfinals of the Champions League. In the 16 already, we're playing against AC Milan, right? So most probably we'll be drawn to some bigger club once we reach the last quarterfinals. So I don't think it'll favor
No, the
us.
thing is that a lot of teams are playing each other a lot of good teams are playing each other
Yeah, that's true.
in the
That's
round of
true.
16. Like let's say PSG and Bayern are playing each other
Mhm.
in the round of 16 as well. So one of them is out. So who
Mm.
knows? If the draws go something like that, then you might get a better opponent in the quarters, and then you when you are in semis, you give all out, and who knows?
But
I
don't
mean,
worry,
and
guys. We got Dan Juma. We got
I
Dan Juma.
I
We
have
got
very
Dan
less hopes from that
Juma.
guy. I think he will do well in the second half of the season because the kind of teams that we are playing are not that great or are not in a great form. But definitely, I'm not going to make big business out of that signing. He's still a bang average player to me. To me, he is just.
But you never know, right? Last season in January, we brought in Decky and we brought in Rodrigo, and look what they did for us. But let's hope that this season,
That's an excuse that actually all the fans nowadays make that, yeah, that last
yeah,
season we
and
did
a lot.
bad. I mean,
Yeah, but the thing is that a lot of us won't admit that we just got lucky with them, right?
yeah, in a way we were lucky. I remember my friends were laughing at me saying that, oh, you guys are all just US dump, and you guys are all just US recycle bin and all that. And I mean,
Yeah,
but after that, when they saw those players, they were like, oh, surprisingly, the both of them are really good.
yeah.
Yes, Carl, on our day we can beat anyone. It just depends what team turns up. I love the Numa and guarantee he will score double figures. Wow, are you serious, bro? You love Danuma?
I know. Maybe then Zuma will be good, right? We all hope they will, but
Are you
the
serious,
hope,
by the way, Carl? Or are you being
hope is the one
sarcastic?
that kills us, right? We all hope. We're all Spurs fan. We are Hope FC.
We are Hope FC. Yes, that's true. Either we
Yeah,
are Hope FC or we are Lone FC, Tottenham Lone Spur.
Lone Spur, right?
We are the
Uh,
Lone Spur. And
but whatever it is, like I said, right, to tell the truth, then Zuma coming in and Poro coming in, it more or less give us more attacking threat. Like what Carl Simpson said earlier, right? Like in the 90s, we used to score 3 or 4 goals, right? Just hopefully we don't concede more than 3 or 4 goals.
I mean, exactly.
I
That's
still can remember the Manchester United game so freshly in my head. Oh,
Danjuma is ideal. Actually, I have watched Danjuma a
Dennis
little bit.
Zuma.
I I mean, I would be keen to see him overtaking some of our forwards and coming in performing good. But let's see. Like I haven't seen something very specific of him that yeah I can say that he suits our formation or he's ideal for our formation, because the kind of performances that I have seen, I think from him are like good against some bang average teams. But I've never really seen like something very big or something really special from that player. That I can say that he has a movement or he has the capability to really adjust in this formation. We never know. I mean, we have a few games against certain mid tables or lower table teams, so we'll definitely see what he can offer us there. But I think I've got now a few minutes left of the stream, and I promised the fans that I'll be going through the February fixtures. So February EPL fixtures, I'm actually gonna just get some predictions from Eugene, and we'll discuss a little bit on that. Then we'll wrap up.
Okay.
Okay, so this weekend we are playing Man City. By the way, guys, for the Man City game, I'll be releasing a video tomorrow. It's a Man City versus Spurs combined 11 that I did with a Man City fan. It will be out tomorrow around 3 p.m. GMT time. Yeah, 3 p.m. GMT, 3 or 4 p.m.
Malaysian Man
GMT.
City fan or you?
Malaysian Man City fan. Yeah, he's one of my friends.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Maybe you can
Yeah,
get him
so
on the watch along tomorrow.
A bit tough because he's a busy man. So I
All
can
right.
only do actually with a lot of my friends. I can only do like podcasts. I might be able to get a Chelsea fan for which when we play Chelsea to do a combined 11 as well. But it's a bit tough to for me to get them on for watch alongs because of the timings, and some of them are family men as well. So yeah, that video will be out 3 p.m. tomorrow. But before we go into that, what are your predictions for the Man City game this weekend, Eugene? It's a home game for us.
Oh
Our
dear.
home record this season has not been that great as well. It's just okay. We are no longer that fortress that we were last season at home.
To tell the truth, I fear them City game. Right, without Conte there, with Stellini and Mason there. Right, my biggest hope maybe we get a draw if we set up our defense strong enough and not crumble. Right, which is hard to say. Maybe we can sneak one or two goals, maybe, right? But let's hope our defense hold out long enough and not concede more than 3 goals. Then maybe we can more or less get a draw. Winning it, it's gonna be hard. I
Actually, I'm
feel.
very much on the same page as Carl Simpson. I think we'll beat them 3-2.
I don't see
Given
that.
given the phase we are in, I think we'll beat them because their
Yeah.
defense is
Oh,
not
but our
looking.
home form is so bad now, right? Have you not seen it? We've lost to every more or less top six. I mean, not even if you include Newcastle, right? I mean, top teams, right, who come to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and we just get run over by them. So, and somehow or another, but let's see. Maybe to tell the truth, my biggest fear is that because Conte went into surgery, right, he hasn't been able to actually do something with then Zuma and Poro, right, and hopefully maybe Stellini can get something out of them. Right, with Ryan Mason and Stellini, maybe both of them can get something out of two new players. But whether will they start or not, we don't even know. For if I think Conte will still be pulling the strings, right? Not at the stadium, maybe from his home, right?
FaceTiming from
Yeah,
the hospital.
yeah. Yeah, I don't. I think he should be discharged by now, resting at home. Maybe if there are complications, then maybe he'll still be in the hospital. But right, if not, he should be at home resting while this game is going on, or maybe he should be at home not, you know, trying not to think about the game. But Conte, most probably he will be. We all know he will be,
Are you are
right?
you are you doing a watch along with your brother-in-law, Carl?
Mm. Uh, they'll do it for Conte. Maybe, yeah, yeah, maybe because of the operation, they will go out and do it for Conte, right? And show that like what Chris has been saying. We are a second half team, so this is the second half of the
I
season.
think
Maybe
I do see us winning it tomorrow 3-2. Because somehow
yeah, no, Carl,
he's at
Carl,
home. He's
Uh,
at home. They're hoping he will be in the stands. Oh, okay.
he's not going to
Uh,
be in the stands. He'll be at home, right? To tell the truth, I'd rather him be at home resting, right, than being stressed out in the stadium, right,
yeah,
and
suddenly
getting
you get a heart attack.
not a heart attack. Maybe he'll rupture something while he's not supposed to.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he should rest. I think I would like to see him rather. I'd rather see him for the
I'd
Champions
rather
League
see
game
him.
than.
I'd rather see him rest and be well. I mean, coming back at 100%. Then don't be our Spurs medical team, right? Throwing out players, right, when they are not fit enough and
I
not
don't know
fit.
if Conte is using the Spurs medical team or he has outsourced his medical.
I
Our
hope he
medical
does.
is not reliable.
Please outsource it, right? Because I think you're not mistaken. The other day on Tottenham away when they did a fan show, they actually had a doctor on, right? Actual doctor who actually said that it will take him at the fastest 2 weeks to be back, right? Manning things, right? If not, right, it could take up to a month to 6 to 8 weeks. So
It
I
really
guess
depends on the recovery rate, I think.
yeah, the recovery rate. But the thing is that don't forget, he's not 17, 16, 18, or 25, right? He is 50 plus. It will
But
take
I
some
mean,
time.
he's fit as well. He's fit and like that.
Being
Because I've
fit is another thing, right? But the thing is that I guess in the end of the day, when you go through an operation, even though whether it's minor or major, right, it's still an operation. It will take you some time. And don't forget, it's the gallbladder, right? Most probably you're not encouraged to stand for long
true.
periods of time. Yeah, you most
And
probably have
Conte
to
loves
lie
to
down.
stand.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
Conte would be on a wheelchair walking around the.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know if they allow that or not. You can be on the wheelchair and still do the football management or from the touchline.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
not
yeah.
standing anyways. But
Don't forget the wheelchairs will be electronic, right?
yeah, wheelchair has to be electronic then, because Conte would not stand still at one. Would not sit still.
You'll
He
be
will be.
moving back and forth the wheelchair, right?
He'll be revolving around definitely.
Yeah.
Return of the season is coming strong. Second half of the season.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you there. Sun will come back strong because I can see the signs already. He's getting better in terms of
Mhm.
his confidence boosting and all that. I think he had a good FA Cup game against Preston, even though some people have been arguing that it was just a Preston game.
I don't
But I
know.
think
Maybe yeah. Maybe with then Zuma coming in, right? That maybe will give Son a kick up the butt. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because more
he
or less
needs to
then
save
Zuma.
his spot and all
Yeah.
that. But I don't
Yeah.
think Denzuma in any way is a threat to Sun. Sun is a class
Of
Golden
course,
Boot
not
winner.
saying it's a threat, but that is something that he has to try to
Will
show
be
his
very off,
best.
right?
Be wary of, right? To be wary of, right? Right. But I'm not sure. The other thing is that whether Richarlison is recovered from his injury or not. So that's another question.
Richarlison, I don't think he has.
Yeah, so that means
I
most
don't think.
probably that's why without Richarlison there, maybe then Zuma will be a good cover for Son. That's how I see it. Or
But I think
Kane
we have to establish already.
and
Richarlison in no way is a
and
threat for a wing position.
yeah, yeah. I
Richarlison is
understand.
recovered.
Yeah, Richarlison covered. That's
Yeah,
depending.
he's
But
recovered.
don't forget, Conte is not playing. Conte won't be there. Stellini will be in charge, but of course Conte will be pulling the strings. To me, is that it's not to say to be pessimistic, right? The most optimistic scenario most probably be a 2-2 squad draw, right? But a lot of people,
I
of
think
course,
I'll go for 3-2, like Carl Simpson said.
mm,
I think we can pull it. Somehow, the kind of players that we need for the City kind of game, they're all available.
mhm,
You got Pedro Porro definitely in there. He would want to prove his worth to City as well. He used to be a City player who never played for City.
mhm.
I would want to see Pedro Porro starting, but I don't think he'll start. He may come off like on the 45th minute or 50th minute, something like that.
I know you don't be
But
surprised. Poro might start, because we if Poro doesn't start, who are we going to use, right? We only have the other one
Emerson,
left. Yeah, the other
Emerson,
one, the other one,
Emerson,
the other
Emerson.
one, the
You,
other one.
we only have
We don't
Emerson
have,
actually.
yeah, we only have Emerson. Doherty is left, right? Spence has gone alone.
Doherty
The
has
Rand
left. Spence is gone
on the
alone.
loan,
So
Rand start Rans,
I
right?
mean,
So
honestly speaking, that Doherty situation, guys, seriously, what kind of
uh,
organization is that? What kind of structure we have that we didn't even research properly, and we were trying to send a player out on loan, and then we realized that, oh, if we have reached a maximum. That just tells you what kind of a mess we are in as a club. Seriously,
that's
guys, I was disappointed. Like, even in small SMEs or the small organizations as well, nowadays they do research before they do launch any big move.
true.
What kind of a
We
club is
we
that
we we, we don't know what we're doing. Simple as that.
like, really, we really don't know what we are doing on a multi-million deal. The club can make that mistake. I was saying that it looks like the people in the club, do they really even care, seriously? I mean,
And
my
the
boss
worst part is that and the worst part is that what the hell is Paratici doing?
that's another debate that I was actually on another
Yeah,
channel. I called like, I don't want to hear anybody calling Partici Don Partici anymore. He's no Don, seriously,
nobody's
guys.
calling him. I
That
never
kind of
called him a Don. I call him
those
a
people who
cop.
call him, yeah, those people who call him Don, they then hold my neck and they wanted to crucify me. But then I said, yeah, I mean, I won't call him a Don. You can call him a Don as long as you want to. But anyways, Dan Yuma is a perfect impact sub. They can play across the whole front line. Richarlison is fit. We have a fully fit squad. Yeah, I think that's one of the things. Actually, Lucas is even fit as well. If you all didn't know, Lucas was
Lucas
seen in
Moura
the
is still here. I thought he's supposed to go out,
no,
go back
he's
to
still here.
Brazil.
He's still around. He and to I think it was one of Antonio's interview that he said that he will be very much involved in the
Second
second
half
half
of the
of the season if he's fit. So having him here, I think as a sub even, I think he still adds certain form of value. Lucas still has it in him. And the fact that he played for the under 21s, I think I am not too worried about the forward line, like what Carl Simpson was saying here.
we
This
are never
forward line
worried.
is not.
We are never worried about the forward line, Chris. We're always worried about the people in the back, right?
No, there's another thing as well. I'm not so worried about the back line of City as well. I think City's back line has not been that great as well this season. I was
No,
having a
our back
discussion.
line. I'm worried about our back line, right? That's the sad part. You see, the thing is, like I keep saying, unless we score 5 goals, right? Scored 5 goals. Are we going to score 5 goals against City? I don't see that. We are most probably going to let in two. That's always been the trend against the bigger clubs, right? The
So that's
harder
why we'll
team.
win 3-2.
Yeah.
3-2 win.
That's why you say you're going to win 3-2, right? But what if City scored three? City has already scored four against us. Don't forget, we just played them recently in Etihad. We went 2-0 up, right? And all of a sudden, second half, we came down and became piece of shits. Simple as that. They just stepped all over us, right? So let's hope that doesn't happen,
Well,
right?
actually, City are having their own issues as well. I mean, Pep has been
Yeah,
having
yeah.
some
Don't forget
issues as
Cancelo's
well with
issue. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the
City,
Cancelo
yeah,
issue and all of that. Actually, City fans are pretty concerned about now.
yeah,
Pep
yeah.
may
So
have
that's
a
what I'm
issue.
saying. I keep saying, right? Pep Guardiola has gift wrapped the Premier League and given it to his Padawan, Miguel Arteta.
Yep, let's face it, against City, we were the better team until our defense hit the self destruct button. I completely agree with you. Actually, I
Yeah,
would have rather gone into that game with a 0-0 rather than a 2-0 lead, because I think the 2-0 lead made our defense to really let their guard down, and then it costed us. They were very, I mean,
the worst part
our
is that we conceded the first goal in like the first 5 minutes of the second half, right? So couldn't our defense just come out and hold up for that time being? If you can't even do
they
that,
just don't know how to hold up. Like, they really don't know how to defend. I mean, that's a problem with us.
that's what I'm saying.
They really don't know how to defend when you are 2-0 up, and then you do this kind of prob issues. I mean, I really don't know what to say to this kind of shambolic defense that we have. And I'm predicting something. I personally feel that when you play a team like City, you have to breathe down their neck. You have to just press, and you just need to sit deep and defend and see where they are headed. You play a little bit proactive game, wait for the right chances, the way we did that in the first half, but don't let the opportunities just slip by and try to score goals and be over ambitious. You can't play like that against a team like City, especially when you're 2-0 up. And
No,
we did the
that's the
exact
worst part.
thing that
We
we.
did that. That's what we did. See, so that's the sad part. So what can we say? What can we say?
But there's one side of fan base who will say that, oh, no, you just can't sit deep as well. You need to extend your lead. But I personally feel 2-0 lead, and definitely 2-0 lead is enough for a team. When you're playing a team like City, your players should understand that they can score anytime. They got a backline that's massive, and I was pretty disappointed after that game. I think then the Arsenal game was just as symbolic as well. I mean, those 2 weeks. I mean, people who were with me on different channels, they know how how bad it has been the past few months. And yeah, Carl Simpson, I was just waiting for somebody to say that, and you just say that. I just wanted to say before you finish, this was a great show, guys, and Elias made well done in putting yourself out there and starting your own show. Plus, Tyre is still rubbish.
Yep, yep.
Carl is taking revenge of all those
I,
days
I,
that
I concur, Carl. I concur. Carl, 2 years ago, we've been doing shows calling Dyer what? Moon boots, right? Every show we go on, Dyer moon boots, moon boot this, moon boot that. So all of a sudden he did well for us at the end of last season, got us into the Champions League, and the moon boot tag got thrown away. I'm not sure. At that period of time, I still don't know what to say about him anymore. So at the moment now, there's no comment. Dyer is still rubbish. That's
But
the most.
by the way, Carl, you must commend me. I haven't sang the Dire song today, actually, on my first stream in my channel. Still.
Please don't do that.
Let's sing it, Carl. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if I'll get copyright for just singing the Dire song. I don't
Just a
know.
song.
Just a song. I really don't know because some of these songs they have a tune linked to some other songs as well. Like the other day they were discussing. But yeah, Carl, Dire is rubbish. These days, I'm not too sure about the future. You could put a fridge in dire position and it will turn quicker. See, these guys are taking all those revenge that actually I used to go on the other streams and actually say all the nice things about Dire. Now Carl Simpson is trying to purposely put all the bad things about Dire, so I put it up in the stream. Big up Carl Simpson still.
No,
Carl
no, no.
Simpson is my Dire
Dyer
firefighter.
is still Dyer. Right. Dyer was
Yeah.
still.
Anyways, I think we have diverted from the topic again. We were supposed to discuss the upcoming EPL fixtures, so I think we have discussed the City game in a bit of length, like what could happen. Now, the next game that we have in EPL is going to be the Leicester City game. And I think Leicester has improved a lot since the last time we played. What do you think, Eugene? And what do you think, Carl Simpson?
Leicester. We were playing home again, right? If I'm not mistaken.
We are playing home. No, we are playing it away. It's an away game.
Oh, Leicester away. Leicester
Always
has
a
always
tricky
been.
one, though.
We always.
Tricky one.
Uh, I think after that 2015-16 season when they won the league, when we screwed up, right? I guess Leicester has more or less been in our pockets since then. Leicester has been going through their troubles, right? But they have improved this January transfer window. I do see us, to tell
Who
the
have
truth,
they
right?
bought, by the way, this January?
I'm not sure. I don't care much what Leicester buys, right? But to tell the truth, I believe our away form seems to be a bit much better than our home form. I will go that most probably we'll beat Leicester 2-0. I see that.
Yeah, I think I do see, but I do see us winning that game. I think given our away form as well and the way we have been playing far away from home. Um, I do see us winning that game, but I think Leicester would pose certain problems to our team as well. Definitely, creatively, they still have James Madison there, and I think Jamie Vardy, if he's fit, and he somehow Jamie Vardy also always turn up against us. I don't understand certain theories. He
But
can be he can be quite
Vardy
bad the
is.
whole.
But haven't you noticed the past 2 seasons, Vardy is not the same old Vardy anymore. He's a bit off.
He's
You
not.
get what I'm saying? Is
He's not.
how
I
many
think,
goals?
but I think he's
How many goals
injury
have he
as well.
scored this season? Yeah, with the injuries and all that, right? Vardy is not the Vardy of the
But
old,
he got
right?
assist. He got assist this season, so he has been actually dropping deep and letting others play.
Yeah, because he doesn't have that speed anymore. You get what I'm saying? He can't do what normal Vardy does, right?
Yep.
So I guess Vardy won't be a threat, right? So, but to tell the truth, Madison is still there. That's the
Madison is
surprising.
still there. Madison has 11 goals and goal involvements this year. He has 7 goals and 4 assists.
Yeah, Madison is still there. So I guess I still say Spurs will win 2-0, right? Maybe by then Poro will click in much better, right? And maybe
Yeah,
they'll do.
I'm not too concerned particularly about that game, but I just feel that somehow Leicester turns up against us as well, or actually any mid-table teams somehow turn up against us. That's
But
another
I
one.
wonder if it's away, maybe we have a better chance.
Yeah, it's if it. Yeah, I agree with you in a way because our away form has been good. Carl Simpson said, after City, I think we have a really good run of games to build up some serious momentum. Uh, I kind of agree with you, but I think the one game I'm pretty concerned about actually is the next game that we are going to discuss. It's not the next game, sorry, the following game. Let's go through the Leicester game
What's
first, and
after
then
Leicester?
others. Yeah, I think Leicester game it might be a 3-1. And with even less assist space, and Madison has so many injury issues. Actually, bro, Madison has been performing very well. Carl Simpson just made a comment. Wardy is 36 with even less assist space, and Madison has so many injury issues. Madison is fit for this game. Definitely, I at the moment he's fit. There's no injury record that he's carrying, so I think he will play, and Leicester has been counting on him heavily. However, I think he will want to perform against us because he wants us to buy him in the summer. I His agent has been trying. He was trying consistently, but somehow we are failing to meet his price tag. That's the news
Yeah,
that I've been
and
getting
he
from
won't
some
pay
of
the
the
50 million
reporters.
pounds from him. Simple as that.
Yeah, so he want us to buy him. So I think he will want to impress the manager. He would want to impress our coaching staff with his game. He may turn up against us, but I don't know. The rest of the season he may be shit. So that Leicester try to sell him, I don't know about that. But he would turn up against us somehow. These players who wants you to buy them, they somehow always turn up against you. So Leicester game, although I'm a bit concerned. I think we will win that 3-1. My predicted score.
Mm-hmm.
And the next game is the West Ham game. Our
Oh,
rivals from across the
West
street
Ham,
who are now battling
West Ham
relegation.
is really, really, really bad at the moment, right? So I'm not sure how that's going to turn up. But if I'm not mistaken, we're playing home, right, West Ham?
West Ham is a. Let me just check. West Ham is going to be a home game. Yes.
Yeah. So West Ham at home, London Derby. We'll beat West Ham at least 3-1. That's
Or
how I'll
would it
go.
be Doctor Tottenham to the rescue,
I doubt
as
it.
we always say?
Well, I don't think so, right? Because we drew with them away earlier in the season, so I guess that's what usually happens.
But actually,
Uh,
earlier of the season when we drew against them, they were pretty bad. Right now, I think they have a bit of reinforcement from the market. They did some business right in the January.
I'm not sure.
I think they
And
did
for
some
what?
business in the January as well.
Even if they did some business or not, but West Ham at the moment now is West Ham. By the time we play them, most probably we are looking into that we have to play Champions League. They will have to play Europa Conference League. So there'll be some kind of midweek season kind of thing. Worst to worst, we'll draw, but I don't see us losing to West Ham. Right
I
at
also
home.
don't see us losing to West Ham. But
Worst to
now,
worst,
since they got Danny Ings, they have Danny Ings now.
Danny Ings injured.
Yeah, he's injured at the moment. There's a 50% chance of him playing knee injury.
Mm-hmm.
Antonio is okay. Benrama is fine.
Antonio wanted
Uh,
to leave.
yeah, Antonio also wanted to leave. That's another situation that
Yeah.
I don't know how
The only
they're
thing is
gonna.
that I'm not sure whether Paqueta and Samaka will turn up. That's the only thing.
Yep,
Right? If they still turn up. But the thing is that later I'll introduce you to a West Ham fan too, right? And let's see how that goes, right?
yep,
Yeah. Oh, there's one guy I forgot to say is that I'll introduce
yep,
you to a West Ham fan.
yep. I'll be with you for your watch
Watch.
along on Sunday. I
I'm
don't
not
know if
sure
he's
whether he'll
joining.
join us. I'm not sure whether he'll join us for the watch along, but
Yep.
I'll introduce you to him. He seems a bit we call not too happy with Moyes, right? So
Yeah, actually, a
and
lot of West Ham fans are not happy with Moyes.
yeah.
Was it Keshav actually who's the one?
Oh yeah, Keshav. I think you met Keshav
Oh, I
before, right?
met him. I met him the other day. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, Carl, we're smashing West Ham all over the lane. I really believe we are going to have the great end to the season. Just trying to stay super positive. Yeah, I cannot agree less than this with you. Uh, we are gonna smash West Ham all over the lane. But I'm always ready that yes, what if we get smashed by our London rival who are battling relegation? That will be shambolic for us. Let's not. I mean, I'm not gonna take the excitement out of you, but somehow we have issues. West Ham can pose certain problem against us, and somehow there's that pressure that we feel always when we play the London derbies as well. So anything can happen in the London derbies. You never know.
That's
Like
true.
it's one of
It's
those
still a
things that
derby.
always.
It's still a derby, right? There's nothing guaranteed in a derby, right? So that's how I see it, right?
So after the West Ham game, we are playing Chelsea with a very, very, very expensive squad, which has been bought. I mean, Chelsea has massively upgraded their positions. They are massively injury free right now. They are like at the moment. I think everybody expect that Chelsea would do some form of miracle in the second half of the season. Everybody is expecting that. They have been. I think the only issue with them is somehow that they are not consistent, and but you never know, and they have been having injury issues as well. But by that time, I think that Chelsea may turn up against us. But it's a home game. What do you think, Eugene?
To tell the truth, right? We playing Chelsea at the moment now. They're a bit disjointed, right? Are we at home?
Is at home. Yeah.
Us being at home after what happened at Stamford Bridge earlier in the season, I see. I think it's going to be a draw, right? I'll say it'll be a 2-2 draw, right?
So you think that it will be a 2-2 draw? I think it will be a 2-2 draw as well. Yeah.
It'll be a
I don't
draw.
see us winning because the way Chelsea has upgraded. But you never know. Who knows that, yeah, Chelsea lose the next 2-3 games and then the owners decide to suddenly sack Graham Potter. You never know. And then Chelsea has another
No, I
rebuild
don't
on
think.
their hand.
I don't think. I don't think they'll sack Graham Potter.
And then
Potter will be a
Pochettino
long.
becomes their manager.
No, I think Potter will be a long-term manager, right? Unless, unless, right, Chelsea loses every game until they play us and lose to us, then maybe there's a
Well, let me
possibility,
check who are Chelsea playing.
right?
If I'm not mistaken, their fixtures were pretty tricky as well. Well, there you go. They are playing Fulham next. Actually, they are playing Fulham today. Later today, actually, 4 a.m. They are playing Fulham, and then they are playing West Ham. They are playing Southampton, and then they are playing us. Actually, you never know. They are pretty tricky fixtures. Like West Ham can always turn up against Chelsea. Fulham has just recently, I think they beat Chelsea, or was it a draw? Like in the last game, I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't
Was it
remember
a
that.
draw?
Can't
I have to
remember.
check again. Was the Chelsea and the Fulham game a
I think they
draw?
beat them. Would they play at home or away?
Fulham beat Chelsea, I think. Yeah, it was. Oh no, it was Nottingham Forest. Let me just check. Chelsea versus Fulham was. Yes, sure. Fulham did beat Chelsea because there was a red card in that game. Felix was given a red card, so
Hmm.
it was a. Fulham did beat them, and I think Fulham can is capable of beating Chelsea still. Uh, One team massively impressed with this season is actually Fulham because the way they have played and the ambition that they have shown in the market, not just in the market, but their players have shown that winning mentality. I feel that we lack, uh, and they are actually battling for the European positions, just coming from the bottom tier of the league. They are playing well.
What time is our M City game tomorrow? Malaysian time, 12:30
It's
a.m. Right?
Sunday actually, Sunday mornings. It's actually Monday morning. Sorry
Sunday
for us.
morning, yeah. Sunday morning, 12:30 a.m.
Yeah, Monday
Is it?
morning is 12:30 a.m. I remember that. Yeah, Monday morning 12:30 a.m. So that would be an interesting one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Carl Simpson, this it's all good. We are Spurs. This season has been shambles, and we are 2 points off third. Is crazy. It is crazy indeed. I mean, but I think the rest of the teams have been poor this season. Like Liverpool hasn't been performing. Chelsea has been inconsistent. United has only started performing like recently. They were poor in the first quarter of the season as well. So I think some things have gone in our way. I'll say. But if you look at the table, actually, some of those teams they have more games in hand than us. I think we have played the most game amongst the top
Yeah,
five,
that's true.
top six. Yeah. So the rest of the teams they do have a game in hand as well, or some even have 2 games in hand compared to us. Uh,
Hmm.
so yeah, that's the wrap up for the EPL review. I think overall we will get about from 1, 2, 3, 4 games. I think we'll get about 7 points maximum from 12 possible points. I feel that.
7 points is that's a good haul.
Yeah, 7 out of 12. I think I'll go with it because I think we'll win the West Ham game. We'll win the Leicester game, and I think we'll draw with Chelsea. I don't think we'll
Then
win
what
the
about the
City.
MCT game?
Yeah, City game. I'll just anything can happen. If we win that
If
game, then I
you
think
say
it will be.
if you win, if you say you gonna beat, if we're gonna beat MCT, we're gonna beat West Ham, we're gonna beat Leicester, and draw with Chelsea. That's a 9 point, 10 point
No.
game.
I'm actually saying the City one is just a nervous prediction, but I
Uh,
think possibly out of all the games, it will be I think 7 points out of 12 rather than going for
10 points.
9 points or 10 points. Yeah, because I think it's still it's those 2 games are still pretty tricky game. The City game and the Chelsea game, the kind of squad that they have. Big up, Carl Simpson. Thanks for joining us and staying all those staying for 2 hours with us. Wow, you have been massively supporting. You are one of the only people who have been watching us, but still, it counts towards my watch hours, so I really appreciate it. Big up, man. So yes, I think that's a wrap for tonight, our first live show, and that's because I actually wanted to do a podcast for the instead of this stream, but then I thought that okay, podcast you can't talk about this many things that have been happening, so I thought I'll just do a stream instead. So all those of you who might be watching it later, just note that if you're watching us later, do hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe, as your subscribes really help. And also do go on to Spursation TV as well, and do hit a like and subscribe at Eugene's channel too. If you all won't see me here, usually you all would usually see me on that channel too, or either you'll see me at Will Stewart 365. These are one or two channels that nowadays you only see me, or either I'll be at fan shows here and there. So big up to everyone who stick around for all the few minutes, all for the
Two
entire
hours.
2 hours. 2 hours. Wow, the stream just went fast actually with Eugene, because I think earlier the first 30 minutes are like, oh man, 30 minutes and nobody is here. I was having a tough time. Say, but since Eugene has come, I had a good time really, really with him. And now I'm actually struggling where to find the banners to put up your channel. Where did I put up your channel just now? Let me just check. Spurs
Yeah.
Vision
I'll
TV.
be doing a watch along for the M City game. All right, guys. If you anyone interested later, if you watch, hop on and join me and Krish and a couple of few other fans, right? From other clubs too. I bring on fans from the clubs to do watch alongs when Spurs play, and then we'll just rag on our team.
Yep. We will rant on our team, and we will sometimes we'll laugh at them, but usually after the games, I'm not in the mood to laugh at them. I usually cry and I usually get angry and I bang
And
things.
don't do
Yep.
that.
Okay. Thanks for sticking on. Anything else, Eugene, you would like to say before we go?
Oh no, just thanks for having me on. Great to be on your first show, right? And of course, we'll support each other, being the only Malaysian channels around. We have to
Yep.
get more
Yep.
Malaysian fans on. Have to get more Malaysian fans on live, right? And as always, leave you out.
And as always, come on, you Spurs. Okay.